You know who I think got a clean rap out of the Epstein files? Who actually got his name exonerated?
Who?
Michael Jackson, dude.
Oh, dude.
I've been telling you, motherfuckers! I've been telling you, motherfuckers!
I was wrong.
He's been saving him.
He's been saving him at Neverland Ranch. And what a fucking sanctuary, dude.
Welcome back to another episode of The Careful Boys. Today we have political science expert Nick Dunn.
Nick, the political science expert.
dude.
Dunn.
I like conspiracy Nick, man.
Let's start with Nick and let's go around and talk about what are the positive sides of this entire Epstein drama?
We talked about conspiracy theories in general, right? And I like them because there's always like,
I like her.
that could be true. Like, I could see a world where this could happen. But then you say that around certain people and they look at you like you're, for lack of a better word, fucking retarded. They look at you like you have a syndrome of some sort.
I actually think they're retarded, you know that?
Yeah, me too. But I go, all right, dude, your third eye's not open. It's chill, whatever.
Fucking woke Nick's the best, dude.
But now the Epstein, and you know, the Epstein, there's some conspiracies where I'm like, dude, that's too crazy for me. Yeah. But I could see a world where, like, if that happens to be true, if somehow that gets proven, I'm not going to be like, well, whatever, dude. I'm going to be like, oh yeah, that was a possibility. But now with the Epstein files, now that's being so public, a lot more people that would say like, this is crazy, this is bullshit, this is crackpot. Now they're being forced to see how depraved some people could be. Yeah. And like the I guess the ends of how evil somebody could be, like an Epstein, or when people have so much power and there's no accountability, right? Yeah. So I think this is really important for everyone to see, including, you know, my mom.
Oh, wow.
My mom needs to see this, dude. Every time I bring the stuff up, she just look at me like, all right, dude, whatever.
You know what's crazy? What's crazy is like, I think the regular person still thinks there's like just classic Disney, Marvel, good or
good
bad,
and evil.
Right? Yeah, good and evil, right?
Pro wrestling.
That's and then most people don't want to get super involved in it. I was talking to some friends that are European, and they see things from like outside lens. And, you know, as of now, like, I think more and more stuff comes up, and this might be controversial to say, but we are talking about conspiracies, that Hitler might not be the ultimate bad guy, right? Not saying he's the ultimate good guy either,
Yeah.
but he might be. He might
It's a lot more gray.
Yeah, it's more gray.
It's not black and white.
And there
so
might have
much.
been some catalyst that incited whatever his vision was or whatever, right? And what my friend told me, he was like, and because they grew up in like pretty much Nazi occupied Europe, they were saying like, oh, you know what? Hitler's kind of like your guys' Obama. What? And I was like, wait, what? Because we see Obama like as this like in a different light, right? Because we're on the inside. He goes, someone with a lot of charisma, lots of swag, took over the country. People wanted it.
Yeah, no, he did. He had like a 99% approval, right?
Yeah. And then, but then you look, and then, you know, like all the Obama drone strikes, all the crazy shit, killing civilians, children, women. Yeah. He was like a lot of collateral damage. And I'm like,
people don't like hearing that about Obama.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, fuck, that's crazy.
Well, I think the difference is that like you really nailed it, where people believe in pure good and pure evil, right? So when you're at that stage of consciousness, you look at everybody in binaries. Yeah. You can only be one, like, ultimate good, like we put you on a pedestal, or your ultimate devil, right? But then there's so much nuance behind it, right? So like we know about these world leaders that we look up to that has like a dark side to them. And I think for us growing up and maybe, you know, joining gangs and all that stuff, you know that your best buddy who's a charismatic, cool guy, he would never turn on you, but he's out there breaking into homes and beating up people and doing horrible shit, but you actually like him, right? So there's like, there's that nuance. And I think that's where we get kind of caught here, where like, we have to bring people through the journey of how we arrived to this conclusion and then how we view humans, because I think humans are complex, and someone that is capable of doing something beautiful and good for the world can also have a dark side that's also really destructive. And that's too much for people to believe, I think. It's like, how can this guy that's been giving hella charity and helping people also be dealing drugs and destroying society. It happens though, because humans are complex. And then so when I think about wars and when I think about like world leaders and things like that, I don't think it's even possible that a world leader has no stains. Like, you have to
I
make
see.
a decision. When you're a world leader, you have to make a decision of you okay the killing of this person to prevent 100 people to die, or you kill this person.
Rock and a hard place.
Yep. All decisions are like that.
Yep.
But it's not to like, obviously there's like horrible people and leaders, and then some that aren't so bad. And I think that's how you gotta look at it, is maybe some aren't so bad.
Like, you know who I think got a clean rap out of the Epstein files? Who actually got his name exonerated?
Who?
Michael Jackson, dude.
Oh, dude.
I've been telling you motherfuckers! I've been telling you motherfuckers!
I was wrong.
He's been saving
He's
them.
been saving him at Neverland Ranch. And what a fucking sanctuary, dude. The Boys and Girls Club needs to take note.
I've been saying this for fucking years!
You need a monkey. You need a Ferris wheel.
He's been saving them.
And you know what place I want to raid? Have you guys been seeing all the crazy shit of like the underground tunnels at the Getty?
Oh my god.
I want to raid that place.
That's crazy.
What's in there? What's in the Getty tunnels?
That is like the West Coast version of what like Epstein Island would be. There's like a secret society.
Getty?
Yeah, the Getty. Lots of
Oh,
like
brother.
crazy sex rings.
Who's the
PDF
richest
type
family out
stuff,
here in
all that stuff.
California, dude?
Under the Getty.
Dude, they have some weird parties, brother.
If it connects to the tunnels under New York.
Hey.
I do miss living in a world though where I just believed in like good and evil.
It's easier.
It's easier when you could go, he's the good guy, he's the bad guy.
What if it's easier being like, everyone's a piece of shit until you're proven guilty, dude?
That's what I believe now.
That's a good way to live, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're all fucking shady, but we'll see.
But believing in hard, good, and evils makes it so much easier to virtue signal.
But that's what the media relies on, right? Yeah. They rely on that.
And it's also a comforting feeling when you're ignorant. Because if you're just like, hey, dude, like, America's the savior. Like, we go around, we spread democracy, we save countries from like, you know, being destroyed or whatever by their dictators. And then later you find out we created that dictator. We put that guy in power.
I think that's just an age thing, no?
No. Dude, there's 50-year-olds that are fucking brainwashed like a motherfucker.
Maybe not all. Maybe I'm over exaggerating a little bit, but I'm sure there's a good amount of people out there that eventually go through those same waves of seeing it for what it is, and then just by paying attention over time, they realize it's kind of a scam at the end, right?
Yeah.
Like, you watch the political theater for so long that by the time you get to your 30s, you realize, oh, they're making the same promises, the same shit, and no matter left or right, they're doing the same corruption. They're still upsetting the people.
If you're paying attention.
Yeah.
A lot of people still believe their team.
I have faith, dude. And I think with the internet, it's probably hopefully changing because now we have different ways to get media, but then the other side is true where you can get indoctrinated just by your algo. Because based on what you look, if you're not actively looking for the other side, because sometimes I am really curious to see what the far right, far left is saying and how it kind of like meets in the middle.
I like seeing Ryan's random questions pop up in random other people's posts.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, Ryan's been here.
Yeah. Dude, Ryan's everywhere.
Like
That's
the most
why I know I'm
recent
close
one.
on the trail.
The most recent one was it like something to have to do with like either raising taxes or something, and then you're like, I would really love to hear what the other side is or something. It was something to do with money. Was it taxes or something?
I can't remember what that was, yeah.
I forgot, but it was like, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm curious too. Because it seemed like such a bipartisan thing.
Oh, yeah, it was because I was asking, like, I want to know what the left sees this as a long-term effect and why they support it. It was something with it might have been the mileage tax in California, yeah.
It seemed like everyone would agree, but why we don't?
Because you're using the roads more. That's why, dude.
Yeah, California is trying to instate this mileage tax where you have to pay more money depending on how far you drive.
That's fucking.
Yeah, and I was just like, okay, well, if that's
Good thing Pasadena's long ways. Huh?
Good thing I already do that.
yeah, if that's getting leftist support, I don't want to just immediately shut it down, but I want to know, do you see something we don't as to why that's beneficial?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I just want to know, like, Because, you know, by reflex, you look at that and you're like, that's really dumb.
That's why people get mad at leftists sometimes.
We
right?
all drive. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe it's not a leftist thing. Maybe it's like both sides are whatever the companies are aligned with. They're just saying yes to it. I don't know.
You gotta look for the special interests.
But I always want to ask, like, but I never get an answer.
No one, we're not that organized.
One thing I do really, really like about the Epstein stuff is that, like, I guess for so long in my life, I've always imagined that the people in power are not really the people in power, in a manner of speaking. And I guess, like, when you saw the swing from Trump's campaign saying they're running on this thing, that they're going to release the files. Yeah. And then you see everybody in that whole entire organization flip suddenly as if somebody above them said, no, we're not doing that now. You know what I mean? It's not like Trump told everyone, okay, now we're not going to. That's not him saying that.
A lot of people are saying that even Trump, when it would be brought up, the Epstein files, he'd always be like, yeah, we'll get to it. But it was everyone else around him that was like, we got to get after it. It was like the movement, right? Like the whole political movement.
Drain the swamp,
yeah, the MAGA movement eventually became like, yeah, Epstein files. Because remember during BLM, right? When it was going crazy, there was a lot of like right-wing dudes would always be like, but what about child trafficking? Yeah. And they were like, they made that their fucking thing. You know, and Sean Ryan too, and which is a good thing. I believe that's a great thing that we should go after child traffickers.
Yeah.
And then Sean Ryan, one of the big guys, the big podcasters, that was like one of his main talking points. That all the guests he has is talking about how he exposed roadblocks. He did a lot of great things for the movement. He had Tim Tebow on talking about going out there and getting child trafficking. Right. And then now when Trump is like, come on, dude, like, who even cares? What's the big deal?
You guys still talk about Epstein? Come on.
He's like, nobody cares about this guy. He was a loser. Let's move on.
And he tried to make it like a Democrat hoax.
Yeah. And then Sean Ryan's like, what the fuck? And now his whole audience is like, yo, fuck you, dude. And it's like the goodwill that they harbored with that, with being against it, is now being weaponized against them. And it's fucking, that's what they deserve, dude. Yeah. That's what they fucking get.
He lost a lot of his supporters, a ton of them. Yeah.
Now it's like, now he's implicated even more, right? And then now it seems like, oh, dude, you might go down as a fucking patsy now.
I hope Sean Ryan has like 24-hour security.
For real.
I feel like the questions that he's asking, he's one of the
he
last.
dropped Roblox stock by like millions, dude.
Needed to be exposed though. It's still happening.
They're still covering up like, dude, no one is getting talked to on our app. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh, it's still happening. They're still finding people now.
I think that's one kind of silver lining for me, at least, is that like a lot of people were saying that, oh, you're just indoctrinated by Trump or whatever. But it was what they were talking about finally that got people to go, at least he's talking about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we find out now that he's compromised. And then, well, in the beginning, I think a lot of people were standing behind it because it was like, oh, it's the first time a politician is actually admitting to this stuff and saying they're going to investigate. Now he has a camp. He has Pam Bondi. He has Kash Patel. They're openly going on podcasts. Like, when we get in there, we're going to release the files. We're going to talk about it. And then they get up there and then they're like, what are you talking about? What files? There's nothing in there that you need to see. And then instead of people being like MAGA diehards and being like, you know what? That's right. There's nothing in there.
Some people are, though. Some people are.
Yeah, but they're the minority. But they're the minority, right? Most people are like, oh, well, fuck you then. Because Candace Owens is like, I'm not supporting Trump anymore. Like, there's a lot of people that are influencers that were behind it, and they're like
turning their back. Because they have to. Because it's like the things that's going on is like, bro, we're going to lose our fucking channel if we keep like supporting this, Because
for me, I'm not loyal to anyone I don't know in person, right? But if someone is talking about a real issue that I feel like should be spoken, like, and then there's no politician that's representing that.
You just got to call it a buck, bro. That's it.
Yeah. Then I'm going to go for that because what's the alternative? If no one's talking about it, but there's one person, then you got to follow that, right? But it's opened up that door now. Now we can all talk about it openly. Okay, 10 years ago, do you think anybody would talk about this in the mainstream? No, we talk about Pizzagate. I've spoken about this stuff. They just look at you like crazy. But now that it's released, now it's something we can all talk about. And then I think that opens up the Pandora's box of you can't put it back in now.
Yeah. I bring it up too much, actually.
Do you think they're going to do anything about Alex Jones's settlement? How he has to pay that insane amount of money over his denial of Sandy Hook?
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't know because that's a different case, right?
Because he dropped the ball on that one. Maybe. I don't know. What the fuck? I don't even. Because what was he even saying? He said it was fake.
He said it was fake. Yeah, it was staged.
All right. All right, dude. Yeah, you got to take the L, dude. Everything else you were fucking good on, but the frogs are turning gay.
Like this is decent momentum for if there's anyone fighting on his behalf legally to kind of take this and run with it and try to reach that, you know?
Talking about how I like watching the far right, the far left. I watch PBD sometimes, the PBD podcast, and he had Alex Jones on, and his new theory is that Candace Owens is a trans man who got Erica Kirk pregnant, and that's the reason why they killed Charlie Kirk. And it's like, all right, dude, you just had so much good momentum, and then you came in with that. If he turns out to be right in the next 10 years, I'm gonna be like, all right, dude, I'm not gonna ever doubt you.
He's so crazy though that even when it's right, it's hard to believe him.
I remember that was the feeling I had when he talked about Pizzagate. I was like, yo, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
What's crazy is that like I remember because it was Fu showed me the Pizzagate thing back when Alex Jones first posted it and we watched it together and I was like, bro, you're gonna go down put your tinfoil hat on. You know what I mean? And then now I'm like, oh shit.
And to see how it's so mainstream is so crazy.
I'm like, maybe because he was right about that, he's like, man, I better say everything I'm thinking now.
I can't miss.